Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing? Hope you're feeling great today. Welcome to Python track orientation for C11. Just last week Friday, we had a Tambali, and today we're onboarding you for the Python track. I hope you're feeling excited. I hope you're feeling great. I hope you're feeling very motivated for this next journey or next phase of your learning journey. How are we all feeling? Let's put it in the chat. How are we feeling this morning? It's a Monday morning. It's a beautiful Monday morning. How are we all feeling? Hello. Just say hello and let's know where you're joining from. I'll go first. Alima, I'm joining from Lagos, Nigeria. Andrew, well, this is a break week actually. This orientation week is also your break week. Nobody's going to ask you for any assessments this week. So yeah, this is your break week. And you also had break week last week for those people who didn't need a consolidation week, who didn't have any assessment to submit for consolidation week. So you had 2 weeks, right? Or you have 2 weeks actually. Oh, okay. Someone said it's 1 p.m. in Kenya. Okay. It's actually 11:05 in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. Okay. Hello from Nairobi, Kenya. Okay. Hello, Dean. Hello, Charles. Hello, Lincoln. Hello, Blessing. I didn't want the break, rather. Okay. Okay. Allah from Egypt. Hello, Johnny from Kwara, Nigeria. Hello, Babajide. Okay. Mohammed from Morocco. Juliet from Abuja, Nigeria. Welcome, everyone. I can see hands already up. You guys are very, 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 very eager to have this Python track. You're eager to dive into the learning of Python. Grace from Nairobi. Hello. Prince from Ghana. Okay, hello everyone. Okay, Theophilus from Ghana as well. We have a lot of people from Ghana and Nairobi here. Okay, I can see someone from Benin, Osarume from Benin, Nigeria. Okay, hello Osas. Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome. Okay, Andrew from Zambia. Ahmed from Sudan. Welcome everyone. Welcome guys. It's so really nice seeing you all on this call from the data analytics track and now in Python track. What a journey. What a transition. Okay, Shagun says from West Africa. Arinze from Nigeria. Peter from Nigeria. Michael Najoli says from the moon. Okay, Zola from South Africa. Yeah, yes, Frank, actually, I'm so excited to be part of the Python track. I'm excited for you guys, actually. I'm really excited for you all. Welcome. Okay, Fatima from Nigeria. All right, welcome everybody. Welcome all. Welcome once again to Python orientation track. But for the Python track orientation, my name is Alima, and I am your host for today. And let's dive right in. Okay, so let's go through the agenda for today. The first thing on the agenda is going to be an icebreaker where we get to know each other and our expectations in this Python track. And the next is going to be Python track deep dive, understanding what Python has to offer. What exactly is Python? Why are you even learning Python in the first place? And how does it connect to data analytics that you have learned before? And how it is going to be a bridge for what you are going to learn in the subsequent track, that's either data science, data engineering. So we're going to have a deep dive of Python track. And then next, we're going to have the Jumpstart kits, the resources to help you begin your Python learning journey. And then also, we're going to look at succeeding in this track. What does success look like? Success look like in this track? The key strategies, the things you should do, and the things you should avoid, and how you should remain consistent, basically. And then also, we're going to have the data program community, how you can leverage community during your learning journey. This 8 weeks of learning journey that you're about to have. The Q&A and announcements, basically. So yeah, then we're going to have closing remarks afterwards. So guys, are you excited for what is coming? Okay, let's start with the icebreaker. All right, so let's get to know each other. Let's start with this. So complete this sentence in the chat. So now I'm sure you guys must have done, like, maybe you must have Googled what Python is. I'm sure that you'd have even started to have even research what Python is about. I mean, you're about to start learning Python, or learning about Python. So you would you'd be curious, like, okay, what exactly does Python mean? And so with the little knowledge you have of Python now, or with the knowledge you have of Python now, because I'm sure some of you are even gurus already in Python, but with the knowledge you have of Python, when you hear Python, when you think of Python, when you hear Python, what do you think of? What's that one word that comes to your mind when you think of Python or when you hear Python? How do you feel about learning Python? So you can put it in the chat. Let's hear it. Okay. I can see responses. Someone says snake. He says snake. Emmanuel says gigantic snake. And he says a language. Okay. Moasia says fun. Okay. Kamal says a programming language. Jetao says programming language. Okay. Okay. Arinze says programming. James says AI. Okay. Babatunde says code. Caleb says programming. Okay. Arinze said that, yeah, it's simple compared to others. Okay. Okay. That's really interesting. Nigeria, at peace said sneaky actually. I mean, that's a symbol of Python, right? I mean, Python is actually the name of the snake. So it's normal for snake to come to your mind when you hear Python, when you hear Python programming language. Okay, okay. Jethro says backend, Philip says coding, Asanda says cracking codes. Okay. John says poison. I'm not sure. Is Python poisonous? I think Python is just, I think it's non-venomous, rather. I think that's what they call it. It's non-venomous, actually. Is it venomous? I think he only just strangles. I think is it constricting, or was that what you use? I don't think it was venom. I'm not sure. I don't know about snakes. Now this is coding. Oh, someone says my voice is echoing. Okay. Let me try to get to that. Just give me a moment.
I think your voice is okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your voice is okay.
All right. I don't know. Phillips, you said my voice is echoing. Maybe you should try to change your location. I think it's probably from your end. Yeah, Nigeria, I'm not sure. I'm not sure Python is general. I'm not sure. I don't know. Don't let me say what I don't know, please, guys. Google is there. Let's confirm. Don't say that Alima said Python is non-venomous. And then when you say Python, you don't run. Please, when you see any snake, run. Anaconda, Python, they really love miniming them from snakes, right? Right. There used to be people who say that when you see some snakes, I think ball python is, I think I can speak about ball python a little bit. They say ball python is not very venomous. It's not venomous. So when you see it, just don't kill them, don't harm them. They are very harmless and stuff. They just call up when they see danger or when they sense danger. But who has time to be checking if it's a ball python when you see a snake? When you see a snake, the first instinct is to run away, just run in the opposite direction. Nobody has time to be checking what kind of snake it is. Okay, I mean, we're not here to talk about snakes, we're here to talk about Python programming language. So yeah, someone says a widely used programming language in data science, automation, and web development. A well-detailed explanation, view of Python. I don't know. We should ask why they actually named Python the programming language after a snake. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know why that is so. All right, guys. Okay, we should drop the chat. We should drop the we'll upload the we'll put the link to the YouTube recording after this session. We'll put it on the EO on the program EO afterwards. Or better still, we can put it in the chat. Maybe the live recording, can put it in the chat so that you can live stream afterwards. So you can watch after the session. So both the Zoom recording and the YouTube recording will be available. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, Diana says, I love Python programming language. Okay, you love Python language. That's great. That's the energy that we need. That's the energy. That's the spirit that we need. That's the vibe. It's running on my mind already. Okay. Love to tweet. Okay, Philip says my voice is okay now. Thanks, Philip. Thanks. All right, guys. Let's go to the next segment now. We're going to be having the Python track deep dive, and that is going to be taken by no other person than our own very technical mentor, Shegun Lawal. I'm sure you guys already know Shegun by now. Yeah. I'm sure you must have heard from Shegun, maybe from the data analytics track. So Shegun is not exactly a new person to you guys, but if you don't know Shegun before now, Shegun is our technical mentor, our amiable technical mentor, and is going to do justice to this particular session, this particular segment of the session. Please join me in welcoming Shegun as he takes this session, takes this segment rather. Welcome, Shegun. You guys are not giving him, is it emojis? Your emojis are not flying. That's your emojis. So you guys are not, are you not excited to hear from Shegun? Yeah, thanks. All right, Shegun, please over to you.
All right, thank you. Halima, do you mind I share my screen? All right, thank you. Just give me a moment to share my screen. Okay, all good. One moment, let me get the Q&A. Okay, good. Before I start, I've already started seeing question with regards to, I think Thomas is asking question in the chat, please, how can we register for Python on ALX? I'm done with data analytics. Yeah, a lot of learners are having the same challenge, and our technical team is currently working to resolve that. So we trust that it will be resolved this week. You have nothing to worry about. We'll get it done this week so that you'll be able to, those of you who initially register for data analytics will be able to have the opportunity to register for or to enroll for either data science or data engineering. Okay, I see a question by Anonymous. Are we going to use DA Program Hub for Python announcement, or will be shifted to another one? I think, yeah, you'll be a new hub will be created, a new, what did you guys call it? Forgotten the name, a new space. Yeah, a new space will be created on eHub. And secondly, it says, when will Python be available in the eHub? It is still marked as not available, and we have not received our DA certificate. Don't worry, you will receive your DA certificate, and the Python track will be made available for those who initially applied for data analytics. Okay? All right, good. So if you have any question regards to, I cannot see Python, I cannot see data science, it's still not available, we are aware of that. Okay? Somebody say my voice is echoing. Can anybody confirm if my voice is echoing?
No, you're good. You're good, Shegun. I think it's on their side. They need to probably leave and come back.
So, Lucius, if my voice is echoing, please kindly log out and come in. All right, good. Okay, good. So before we start, I just want to ask, is anybody on this call scared of Python? Be honest. Is anybody on this call scared of Python? Honest. Okay. 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 No, a bit, not at all. Okay. All right. So we have a mixed multitude. Some people are scared of Python, some people are not scared of Python. I want to believe that those that are most likely not scared of Python are those who have interacted with the programming language before. And probably those who are, and I'm not referring to Python the snake, I'm referring to Python the programming language. Okay? And those who are maybe scared are encountering Python for the first time, right? So let me start like this. How many of you, how will I put it now? Okay, fine. So I want to find something that is hard that you are forced to love. Okay, let me use. Okay. First of all, I'll start by saying Python is not easy. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. All right. It's not easy, but it's very learnable. All right. So how many of you have been in love? You are in love with this very frustrating partner, but you can't help but keep loving the person. Or let's put it like this. You have a sibling that is very frustrating, very hard to work with, but you just have to love that sibling because you are supposed to love that sibling. Or you have a parent that is very frustrating, but you have to find a way to love that person. How many of you can relate to what I'm saying? Anybody in the chat? Okay, you can relate. Okay, let me bring it a little bit closer. How many of you are supporting a very frustrating football club and you tell yourself, I will no longer support this club, but the following week and they have a match game, you are there to watch. You just can't help it. Like maybe you say, you know what, I'm not gonna watch again. And even if you're not watching, you are checking up live scores to see what's happening. So you know that this club is frustrating you, but you still find a way to love them. Okay, good. So I've given all these scenarios. You didn't just walk away from your lover, you didn't walk away from your family member, you didn't walk away from that your friend or your parents or the football club. You just stuck there, right? Now that's how you have to love Python to be able to succeed in the program. It will come as difficult, misunderstanding, frustrating, like it's taken from you and not giving you anything, but you just have to find a way to love Python. The only way, or one of the ways you can easily learn Python is to love the language, right? So let me take us back to school. How many of us remember that subjects in university or secondary school or higher institutions, subject that you really hated the lecturers or the teachers, you find it difficult to pass? And subject that you really love the teachers or the lecturers, you found it easy to pass. Now, one of the reasons why most people hate mathematics is that mathematics teachers is like there's something wrong with them. They are very frustrating the way they behave. You get the story, right? Good. So what I want you to do today is find a way to love Python. Okay. So each time I'm taking anything that regards to Python, I have what I try to tell my learners to do, right? So I'm going to type something in the chat. And I want you all to type it too. All right. I want you to say to yourself, I love Python. Type it in the chat. I know it's going to be very hard to say it. It's funny, but every day you want to come in to learn Python, just tell yourself, I love Python. I'm going to learn Python. I'm going to understand Python. No matter how frustrating it is, just tell yourself, I love Python. It's going to be very difficult. You're going to be in a relationship with Python for the next 8 weeks or so. The only way you can understand it is find a way to love it. The more you love Python, the easier it is to learn. So when you get frustrated, remember these examples I gave: your lover, your partner, your relative, your parents, the football club you love. As frustrating as they can be, you still find a way to come back to them. That's how I want you to treat Python. Okay. All right, let's dive into it. Before I continue, let me see a question from Shelia. Wait, I thought we are progressing to Python automatically after the DA is marked complete. Are we supposed to register again? So Shelia, is it? Sorry, I can't pronounce the name. Anne. Okay, yes. So Anne, there are learners who applied for data science. There are learners who applied for data engineering. There are learners who applied for data analytics. If you applied from the beginning for data science or data engineering, you don't have to register. You automatically moved to Python. But for those who apply for data analytics only, maybe they got into the course and they got interested in what we're doing and the data career, and they want to now move to data science or data engineering. They're the ones that want to register. I hope I answered your question well. Good. All right. So can I take a deep dive into Python? Good. I see that we're writing a lot of Python. That's nice. So we started, where's my pointer? Good. We started from data analytics. That's 4 weeks. 14 learning weeks. Then we are now here. After we finish our 8 weeks of Python, some of us will be moving to machine learning, while some of us will be moving to data engineering, right? Good. So this is our learning journey for the data. So this track like this is the data science track, and this track is the data engineering track. That's from Python to data engineering. Okay? Good. So the Python track, what's it all about? Why are we learning Python? Are we just learning Python for the sake of learning Python? So in the Python track, we have the core skills for your Python journey. So what the Python track will give you, or the Python program, you learn programming from ground up. So this programming is tailored for beginner and is tailored to carry you from a beginner, intermediate to advanced level. Okay, so it's 18 weeks, but it's a lot that is packed into it. So we're trying to teach Python, or this track will be teaching Python from ground up, right? Then we'll teach how to apply Python to automate tasks and analyze data. So the main aim we are teaching Python is not to learn Python for the sake of Python. Python is a very robust programming language that can be used for many things. Examples is web development, like the back end where we have the Django and co. then it's used for gaming, automation. But what I want to use Python for is Python for data analysis and data science and data engineering. So you'll be able to use Python to automate tasks and analyze data. Then you'll be able to build strong coding foundations for advanced topics. So one thing I want you to understand is there is no important aspect or less important aspect in the Python track. In fact, from the very moment you start learning, everything is important, especially the foundational part, right? If you don't grasp the foundation part, when you move to machine learning or data engineering, you're going to struggle. So a lot is lying on learning Python as you make your advancement in data science or data engineering. So please take your time. These next 8 weeks are very crucial. If you played during the data analytics time, fine. You can't afford to play, right? So you have to give in more time, okay, to data science, to Python. So it bridges between data analysis, machine learning, and data engineering. So Python is the bridge between data analytics, machine learning, and data engineering. Remember, we have done data analytics, and in data analytics, we did preparing data with Google Sheets, querying data with SQL, visualizing data with Power BI. All those things you did with in data analytics, you can do all of them with Python and more. That's why Python is the bridge between data analytics and data engineering and machine learning. Okay, good. So why it matters? Why does it matter? Python is the most used language in data science and AI. So when you have to do anything with regards to data, AI, modeling, all those things, that other languages can do it, right? But Python is leading the race in that regard. So Python is the core skill for machine learning and data engineering currently. So it's the one of the most important programming language for it. Okay, so it's the most popular programming language. Let me use that word. So it is widely used in real world data job. So every data job requires you to have the knowledge of Python. Okay, every data related job because of how popular it is and how robust it is. Good. Yeah. Then it expands your problem solving capability beyond data analysis tools. Okay. So in all, I want you to remember as you are doing this whole program, the one important skills we want to give you is how to solve problems. Everything we are learning are the tools we are giving to you to solve problems. But the core skills that we are passing out in this data program is your ability to solve problems. If you take your mind back to the first course where we talk about problem solving and different style to solve problems, right? This is why we want to use Python, and Python is a good skill, it's a good tool for solving problems. Okay, good. So the tools we'll be covering includes Jupyter Notebook. You must have interacted with Jupyter Notebook in my doing my SQL, right? Then we have Python libraries. You will talk more about them when you get into the course next week. We have Google Colab. So if you don't want to write code locally on Jupyter Notebook, you can decide to write it on Google Colab. Then we have GitHub. We have Git for version control, and we have Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Some of us prefer to. We may not be so we may not want to use Jupyter Notebook. We want to open our Jupyter Notebook in VS Code. So these are the basic tools we'll be using in the Python track. So what to expect? So every week we contain a mixture of knowledge pieces. That is, after every section, there's this knowledge check we have. Then we have exercises. At the end of a module, you have exercises. Then we have what? Knowledge questions. So there will be one graded assessment per week, at least one, either in the form of a code challenge or a multiple choice question. So every week, starting from next week, you will have a code challenge or an assessment to submit. So it's either an MCQ or a code challenge, right? So it is important to note that we cannot realistically cover everything there is to learn in Python in 8 weeks. So it is not possible to cover every aspect of Python. What we are giving to you is the foundation and the basics and the most important parts from which you can build up from. Okay, so you can learn more outside of what is covered in this course. But this course have everything you need to move to learn Python enough to use for analysis, to use it to learn machine learning, or to use it to learn data engineering, right? But if you want to explore more other concepts in Python, or you want to understand deeper concept much better, feel free to explore the Python documentation, right? Don't worry, as we go through the course next week, you will come across it. Okay, good. So there are three types of assessment or activities, right? We have the knowledge question. So the knowledge question is a multiple choice question. Okay, it's not graded, right? It doesn't add to your grade, but it just help you to revise to see if the concept you have learned either in the video, in the notebook, or in the slides, whether you understand those concepts. You just want to test your ability and understanding. Diana, you say I am too fast. Can anybody confirm if I'm too fast? I'm not teaching Python. I'm just talking about Python. Anybody in the chat? Diana says I'm too fast. Halima, am I too fast?
We are not. Yeah, I think you're good.
Diana, I'm surprised you say I'm too fast. So should I slow down? Okay, I'll try to match the breaks, right? Maybe I'm too excited about Python. That's why. Okay, I'll continue. No, Joseph, don't say Diana is too slow. I'll try to adjust. All right, cool. So we have multiple choice question. Yeah, this session is being recorded, right? So you have the MCQs, multiple choice question. You should be conversant with MCQ, right? That's basically what you did the whole of data analytics. So it's a summative assessment. Their tag MCQ. Their tests, they're not timed, right? You just write the test, but they're not timed. So you will see the release date, the due date, whenever you attempt the test, and your scores, right? Remember, for each MCQ, you have one attempt to score above 50%. If you score above 50% on your first attempt, you have passed and you are done. If you score less than 50%, you have 3 supplementary attempts to pass. And remember, supplementary attempts are capped at 50%. Then we have the code challenge. The code challenge, they are assessment for to integrate theory and programming language, right? You know, MCQ just tests mostly the theory part, or if you have a project, you do a project and ask question about the project, but code challenge is here to test your technical abilities, right? So the challenge is not timed, okay? So you can see the release date and the start date. But one difference with code challenge from multiple MCQ is that before the deadline for code challenge, you have unlimited attempts. So you can keep attempting, unlike MCQ that you have your first attempt to score 100 and 3 supplementary attempts. But for code challenge, before the deadline, you have unlimited attempts, right? That's the good thing about code challenge. Good. So for this module, it's 8 weeks and the recommended time is 280 hours, right? That's recommended time. So if you want to know the time for each week, you divide 280 by 8. You get an approximate time you need to spend a week. But you may spend more or less time depending on how fast or slow you can go through the content, okay? So we'll be looking at programming basics. Then we'll look at functions and control flow. Then we'll look at data structures. Then we'll look at exploratory data analysis. So everything we are learning in Python is to be able to have the core skill and technique in Python to be able to do data analysis with Python. Remember, I said everything we did with Google Sheets, SQL, and Power BI, you can do everything with Python. Okay, so Python is like integrating everything you've done with Google Sheets and more. And the more comes when you move to machine learning or data engineering. Good. Now we have 8 weeks in Python. The first 4 weeks, we call it the basics, right? Python basics, right? Don't be deceived by the name. It's just the core concepts to give you very foundational knowledge of Python. And in the first 4 weeks, we have one assessment per week. So the first week, we have a code challenge. This week 2, we have code challenge. Week 3, we have an MCQ. Week 4, we have a code challenge. Then for the next 5 weeks is we call it advanced Python, where you're applying the Python to data problems. So you're now using the first 4 weeks, you learn the core skills of Python. Then the final 4 weeks, that's from week 5 to week 8, you are now using the skills you have learned and applying it to solve data problems. Okay. So for week 5, we have an MCQ. Week 6, we have an MCQ. Week 7, you have a code challenge, and week 8, we have 2 assessments, Python exam part 1, which is theory, and Python exam part 2, practical. Will we get the slide? That's this slides. Halima, can you confirm if these slides will be shared with the learners?
Sure, actually.
Okay. All right, good, good. They have confirmed it will be shared.
Okay, right.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you, team. So remember, okay, I know sometimes when it comes to the end of the program, you guys will be asking, have I passed? Did I make it? Am I graduating? So I'm going to say this very clearly. I want you to listen very clearly. There are a total of 9 assessments. If you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. To graduate, you need to pass 75% of the total assessment, that, and 75% of 9 is 7. So you need to pass at least 7 assessments to graduate. I repeat, 7 assessments to graduate. So please, if you're writing an assessment and you are now gotten to the point where you're using your supplementary attempt, be very careful how you use your supplementary attempt. We had people coming to us in data analytics and saying, oh, my supplementary attempt is finished. Help me. There's nothing we can do. You have 3 supplementary attempts. When you write the first supplementary attempt and you see you didn't pass, you have 2 more. Please be very careful so that you don't exhaust your supplementary attempt. If you exhaust your 3 supplementary attempts, it means you have failed the assessment. And if you pass 6 assessments, you're not going to graduate because you need 7 assessments to meet the graduation requirement. I hope that is clear. Okay, good. Before I move into the code challenge submission walkthrough, I just want to get you, what do you think about Python now, especially for those of us who are just interacting with Python? Yeah. All 9 assessments are weighted evenly. Okay. So what's your thoughts on Python before I move to the code challenge submission? Anybody in the chat? Are you still scared? Anybody? Scared but excited. Okay. All right. Okay, that's nice. So let me move to showing you how we interact with the code challenge. Good. So what will I do? Where is it? Okay, so when you go to Athena, for those of you who have been able to enroll for Python, that's those that initially were registered for data science and data engineering. Those are registered for data analytics. We are working to make sure that you'll be enrolled this week. So there's nothing to worry about. So I'm going to move to those at Python C11. Good. So when you come to Python C11 this week, so for those that have not enrolled yet, this week is your orientation week. Nobody have access to the courses. So this is the only thing you will see, an outline of all that you'll be covering, right? So feel free to read through this. So you can't access any of the course right now because the course is going to be open next week, okay? So let's assume we have gotten to next week, Monday, okay? By some time travel magic, we get to next week Monday. So all these contents are the content for the first 4 weeks. So only these 3 contents I released from this week. So from 1 to 4 are released for this week. Then 5, 6, or 7 they are about to be released for next week. And with each coming week, this content will be open, right? At the end of week 4, we'll complete this. And in week 5, the remaining content will be made available for you, okay? But for this week, I want to walk you through how you can submit your first assessment, right? So you have to pay close attention. The auto grader is very strict. Any deviation from the instructions would give you a score of 0 in your assessment. So please pay close attention, okay? The pass mark for each assessment is 50%. The 75% I talked about is 75% submission rate. That's out of the 9 assessments, you're supposed to pass 75%, and 75% is 7. But to pass an assessment, you need to score at least 50%. Okay? I hope I answered that. So when you come to Python data structures, you see your assessment, right? Now I want you to please make sure you are reading everything. We have observed over time that some of the learners don't really take their time to read the instructions properly. So please pay attention to details, right? As a programmer, yeah, we know we are data professionals, but because we need programming, we have to double up as software engineers or programmers, people that use programming language. And as a programmer, you have to pay close attention to details, right? Good. So when you come to section 4.11, it said this notebook is a quick guide to how code challenge works. So you download the train. Good. I've downloaded it. Then I would go to my download section and you can see the code challenge guide. Good. So I read the instructions, I follow what it's saying, but I'm going to come down here. Look at this tip. If you don't read this tip, you'll not be able to pass the code challenge assessment, right? So the tip says, download a copy of the notebook and rename it data structures code challenge. So what it says you do, download a copy of the notebook. So we'll go to the notebook. Which notebook is it talking about? This is just the code challenge guide, right? Now, this is the code. You're not submitting this notebook. The notebook you are submitting is this notebook. Let me go to it. The one 4.12 data structures code challenge. Good. So I'm gonna say start. Good. Now it says download questions. So I'll click here, download questions. Okay. So I'll go to my download section. I want to show you to see how the notebook comes. So I do believe you can see the notebook, the one I downloaded this is the code challenge guide. This is the one I'm submitting, GCC data structures code challenge. Let me go back to the browser and you see the name. Okay, let me refresh it. Good. So this is the notebook I downloaded, GCC data structures type student version. Okay, what did the instruction say? It says download a copy of the notebook and rename it data structures code challenge to structures code challenge work. So I can decide to rename it to data structures code challenge work, then use it to complete the code challenge and do it for a rough work. All right. So when I'm done, I now download another notebook, the same one that's this one, this data structures code challenge, and what? Type your code in another notebook of what data structures code challenge and submit the file to the answer. So make sure your notebook runs in the notebook you're submitting. Good. So I'll copy this name, data structures code challenge. I will go to this and I will do what? Rename it. So let me just rename it here. Rename data structures code challenge. If you don't do this, you won't be able to submit. So this is the notebook I'm going to submit. Data structures code challenge. Look at the name. If the name is not exactly this, you won't be able to get your 100% score. All right. So when you download the notebook, you just rename it again. So I would repeat that step again. Okay. So let me go to my download section and delete this notebook. Data structures code challenge. I move it to trash. Please, if you are confused, you can watch the recording again. Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. Good. So I come to data structures code challenge. I say start, and download question. Good. I've downloaded the question, right? Good. Then you see I have my code challenge here. I will rename this notebook. I would go here, get the name of the notebook. I want note code challenge.py, and I can rename it. I can rename it anywhere. So let me say I rename it here, rename it here. Good. I've renamed the notebook. Good. So before I start working on the notebook, I want to show you something, because sometimes you want to work on one notebook multiple times, right? So this is what you should do. Go to your desktop and you create like a folder, all right? You can put it data structure code challenge. Just put I can go put anything you want to say, data structures code challenge version 1. Okay. Then I copy this notebook, copy to make your work easier. I copy this notebook and I put it here, right? So when I work on this version of the notebook, this one, I work on it. I want to, maybe I submitted, I'm not comfortable with the score. I want to improve it. Before I change it again, I create another folder. Okay, I say, can you guys see my screen? Okay, good. I say maybe another folder, new folder, data structures code challenge V2. Good. Okay. Then probably I'll copy this notebook again. Remember, I'm creating new versions of the notebook, but the notebook name is not changing. So why I'm doing this is that I'm having different version, but the name of the notebook is the same. I'm going to explain why. Good. So let's assume I've worked on my code challenge and I'm ready to submit, right? Now I say upload my answers. Okay, I would go to my document where I've worked on the notebook, and here's my document. Desktop, ALX. Please don't mind me. I'm very, very structured. I'm very structured. I like putting my things very well. It's easier to find. Okay. So Python data structure. So you see how I did my notebook, V1, V2, V3, so that the name is consistent. So let me come to V1. All right. Good. Yeah, one more thing I forgot to tell you. Yeah, let me go back. Let me go back to my desktop. So, where's my desktop? When you are done working on your notebook, for example, this notebook, right? I'm done working on it. I want to submit. You have to zip it. And zipping the notebook, you right click on it and you put what? For those using Mac, you say compress. For those using Windows Notebook, you just put zip or something like that. For those using Windows Notebook, when you just click on zip, that's it. For those using Mac, you click on what? Compress. When you click on compress, you click on rename. All right, you can see it's .ipyng.zip. So just remove every other thing and leave the .zip. Remove the .ipyng and leave the .zip. So if you're using Mac, that's what you need to do. So this is what you'll be submitting, not the raw file, your zipped file. Okay, I hope that is clear. So I'm going to go back quickly to submit my code challenge. So as I've said, I'm going to say go to my desktop where my file is, and I'm going to look for good. Python, good. Python data structure. So this is this is a version, right? So I open this version. I've zipped the file, data structures code challenge. I click on it. I say open. Yep. And I click on save. It's 98% loading. This is not your score. It's loading. Good. Now I've uploaded my notebook. I'll check my report card. You can see I got 70%. You can see 70. It showed me the areas where I pass and fail. All right. I pass and fail. Good. Okay. All right. So I've passed the assessment, but there are some of us who really want to get more. We really want to score more, right? So when you get a score like this, right? Remember, this is the notebook I worked on. Let me go back to my desktop. Okay, the one I submitted. So this is the notebook I submitted. Look at it here, desktop document. Okay. This is the notebook, Python data structure. Yeah, so this is the notebook I submitted that gave me 70%. Now, when you want to improve the score of your notebook, don't work on that notebook directly. Go back, create another folder, copy so that you have that original version. I'm going to show you why. No, if you have 50%, yes, you can still retake it. Even above 50% is different from code MCQ. So if I don't create another copy and keep the original copy, this was the problem you can have. If I leave my original copy and work on it, and I say, let me submit another copy, I think I can do better. And I say start code challenge, upload answers, upload, and let me say I come to Python data structures. I come to another notebook I've worked on and I'll submit. And I'll say save. Good. And now check my report card. You can see it's 40%. Yeah, Lawrence, watch the recording again. Don't worry. Watch the recording, you will understand. You can see now I now have 40%. Now, it is at this point some learners will come to us and say, oh, I wrote this test. I scored 70%. Now it's 40. I want back my 70%. At this point, there's nothing we can do for you. That's why if you get a good score and you want to improve in it, keep that original notebook, create another copy, and work on it. So if I have 40%, it means I have to go back and work on a notebook or revert back to my old version. So because I have the old version, I can just say, okay, fine, I don't want the 40 again. I'm going to go back to my old notebook and get it. There are multiple attempts. There are uncountable attempts. It's not just 3 attempts. Before the deadline, there are multiple attempts. So I say, okay, fine, let me go back to my old notebook. Since I have a copy of it, I don't want to get 100%. I can work with 70%. And because I have a version of the old notebook, you can see I got back my 70%. But let's assume the deadline is not due and I keep working and improving my score, create more notebooks, and I just feel like, okay, fine, at this point, I think I can do better. I've worked on it and I have a good notebook, so I'm going to go back to submit again. And as I said, before the deadline, you can submit multiple times. So I go back, create another notebook, work on it, and I say, I think this will give me 100%. And I click save. And if I check my report card, you see I have 100%. Okay, good. So I've gotten my 100%. So you have the opportunity to keep working on the code challenge over and over again. But if you have a notebook that gave you a good score, before you work on that notebook, create a version and keep it. So after the deadline, if you have not submitted and you wait after the deadline to submit, yes, you can submit after the deadline if you have not submitted. But after submission after the deadline will give you a score of 50%. Your score will be capped at 50%, irrespective of what you get, even if you get 100%. Okay. Can the challenge work on Ubuntu? Ubuntu. Um, did you use Ubuntu? Dan, you say Ubuntu. Did you use Ubuntu for data analytics for your, as long as you can open your Jupyter notebook, you'll be fine. As long as you find the way of opening your Jupyter notebook, yes, then you'll be fine. Okay, good. So that's all for the code challenge. Please, if you have any question, feel free to reach out to us and ask for clarity or ask the community. Just if you have any questions, feel free to ask and we would work on clarifying any question you have. Can I use MacBook for Python? I'm actually using MacBook. So I'm using MacBook for Python. And if you remember, when you're installing Anaconda, there's the Windows version and there is the Mac version. So yeah, you can use MacBook. I'm currently using MacBook myself. Good. So that's it about the code challenge. So let's look at the Python Jumpstart Kit. This is especially for absolutely beginners, those who have never coded in Python before. We decided to create something simple for you to use. Okay. The link will be shared with you. Let me just quickly share it here. If you have passed at least 10 assessments, then you have graduated from data analytics, right? So if you didn't pass up to 10 assessment, it doesn't mean you have graduated. So you need to meet the graduation requirement. So this is your Python Jumpstart Kit. I'm going to quickly share it in the chat. I know it will still be shared with you on eHub, but for being here. So why we created this is for you to familiarize yourself with Python. So we build this. So there are different short videos and resources for Python. So this is the video, this is the resource, right? So for every video, so you can see getting started with Python overview, you can see overview, introduction to Google Colab, you can see it here. So this is the video and this is the Google Colab notebook. So I can click on this, I would see the Google Colab notebook. Okay, this is just a slide. Okay, let's go to the introduction to Google Colab. So this is a video. Okay, so I can just quickly play the video. So you watch by playing the video.
All right, welcome to Introduction to Google Colab. So the main objective for this course, for this video, is to understand what.
Okay, so you can play the video, watch the video, and all that. Good. But if you want to access the notebook I use in the video, you click on the notebook. You can see this is the notebook. The Google Colab notebook will be made available to you. And if you want to code along, all you can easily do is you just come here, click File, then go down to where's Make a Copy? Oh, I'm the owner of this notebook. I won't be able to make a copy. Okay, let me see Python variables. Is this me? Okay, yeah, okay. Now, when you have okay, no, this is not me. I'm trying to find a notebook. Okay, this is quiz. I'm trying to find the notebook. Okay, fine. If you have the notebook here, just you click on file. You should see save a copy to drive. Exactly. So you just click on save a copy. You have a copy created for you and you do it. How about those who have no longer their previous laptop and want to install new Jupyter notebook again? So if you have lost your notebook and you want to install new Jupyter notebook, you just come to which section is that? Code challenge in code. There's a section that they said how to install. Markdown, working with notebook on Athena. Okay, yeah, that's a section that talked about how to install Anaconda. But if the laptop you are using before, kindly go back to the data analytics section and watch how to install Anaconda and your notebook, right? Good. So just watch through these videos and these links and go through them to be able to have an idea of what Python looks like. Yes, thank you, Blessing. That's the response. You go back to the DA course and find out to install it. What model of Mac the model of Mac you are using should be enough, Juliet. Or you want to buy a new system? If you want to buy a new system, it's different. But if you have a Mac system, the Mac system should work. All right, good. So this is a jump task kit. Feel free to explore it, especially if you are beginner to Python, so that you have an idea of what the program is, Code Challenge is all about. You want to get a new one? Juliet, send me a DM on eHub. If that's okay, you can find me on eHub. My name is Segun Lawal. I will need to go into more details to be able to provide answer, because we have to look at specification, price, what you want. So I don't want to have that conversation here on the call. So Juliet, if you can hear me, send me a DM on eHub. My name is Segun Lawal. Let me just type my name, Segun Lawal. No, it's not that you. Yeah, there's no special. Yeah, Shelia, and you will be, okay. Yeah, so that's it about the Jumpstart kit. So feel free to explore it. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Python is very fun. And especially when you bring out your mind to learn it, okay? Python will eventually change your life for good. I'm telling you, it will change your life. And one more thing before I continue to the next stage, you have to make amendments to your life as you're going into Python. What I mean is this: you have to cut down the time you spend on social media. I hear people say, oh, we are busy, we don't have time. But some of you watch football. A football match is 2 hours. Some of you watch more than one football match in a day. Tomorrow is Champions League. You're going to watch tomorrow match. Some of you Man U fans will watch match today, and a match is 2 hours. Some of you watch series. You watch movies. These are long hours. Some of you have gone to watch Michael Jackson, right? The new release. These are 2 hour long movies, right? Some of you spend so much time on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Come on, you have to cut down your time on this thing. It's just 8 weeks, right? You have to make adjustments. In fact, your friends or people around you should look at you and tell you, oh, you are changing. You don't have time for me. In fact, if it means your better half or your partner, you tell them to understand, I want to do something that will change my life. Can you please give me some time? Over. All right. So this is why we created the Jumpstart kit to, bridge the gap for beginners, and we'll help you introduce you to the core concepts of Python, right? So when you have these slides, you click on this link. Okay. So all I'm just trying to say is bring out time. You have to dedicate so much time. If you are playing smart with data analytics, maybe you didn't dedicate more time. You can't do that in Python. You have to be very deliberate with it. Good. Uba, I see you're here. You want to take this part, success in Python track, or should I just go along?
Hi, Shannon. Please carry on.
Okay, all right, thank you. Good. So success in Python track. Now let's face reality, right? How many of you have come online and you see they say invest and you make 150% gain, and you hear those kind of Ponzi scheme like kind of things, and you just feel like this looks too good to be true, right? You understand what I'm trying to say? Good. So we're going to be very honest with you about Python, right? What does success look like in Python? So how do we define success? You know, what will happen that you say, oh, me learning Python in the next 8 weeks or at the end of the 8 weeks is successful? This is what we talk about success: learning and grasping basic Python concepts, building a strong foundation, easier problem solving later. So it's a process. Learning Python is not just an event, it's a long process, right? Remember, it's a programming language, and you cannot totally learn a language in just 8 weeks. So the essence of this 8 weeks is to give you a solid foundation to build on going forward. I am still learning Python till today because you keep improving in fact, some of you have been speaking a particular language, even the English we speak, we are still learning. Similar to Python, the essence, what we define as success, is you understand the foundational concepts whereby after the program you can build on continuously from there. Okay, so what success is not? Okay, not success: becoming a Python guru in 8 weeks, comparing your skills to global experts. So we are not looking for you to become expert in 8 weeks. If you know anybody that can code in Python, and you have colleagues in this call that are proficient in Python in quotes, and if you ask them how long it takes, they will tell you, give you an idea. Okay, so the goal is not to become an expert in 8 weeks, but the goal is to build foundational understanding and knowledge and concepts in Python, so that as you make progress in your data career, you're able to build from there. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So Python guru, how long? I'm going to ask you in the chat, please. How long does it take for you to become a Python expert? Anybody? Just put your random answer in the chat. How long do you think it takes an individual to become a Python guru? Okay, Joseph said 2 years, 6 months. Oh, Abdul Hakim said never, 5 years plus. Somebody say years. Okay, forever, 3 years plus. Okay, good, nice responses. So there's this chat. Okay, I was trying to read something. Infinity. All right. Becoming a Python expert in data science is a journey based on your experience or expectation. Okay? Less than 6 months, usually enough to grasp basic and start doing simple data analytics or simple machine learning project for junior roles. Okay? 6 to 12 months. Now, this test less than 12 months is with consistent study, not like you study for a week or two, then you take a break. We're talking about consistent study, right? No interruption for TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. 6 to 12 months, you become comfortable with common libraries and workflow, ready for more independent work. 1 to 3 years, this is where you build deeper expertise, solve complex problems, write clean production codes, and confidently handle a wide range of data science tasks. More than 3 years, often for senior specialists, leaders, or those mastering advanced areas like deep learning or large-scale system. Okay, so you can see that it is a journey. You keep building. Okay, so what we're doing in these 8 weeks is to give you the foundation and basic concept. Once you understand the foundation and basics of Python or the language or the concept of the language, you can keep building on it as you build your career in the data space. Okay, so winning the Python data race. What kind of race is this? Anybody? You have seen a race like this? What do you call this kind of race? Come on, you guys don't watch sports. Marathon, good. So Python is not an event for Usain Bolt and Justin Gatlin. No. Python is for the is it Mo Farah they call him? Yeah, heavenly race over. So it's a long distance race, right? So as I usually say, it's not about intensity, it's about consistency, right? So when you want to run a marathon, you don't start. So it's not about, oh, I spent 8 weeks, 8 hours of 10 hours on Python today. Then you not touch it again till the following week and you do 10. No, it's better to do 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours every day consistently over the 8 weeks rather than go on intensity, right? So consistency over intensity. So Python is like running a marathon, right? You don't have to start at full speed and expect to make it to the finish line. So start with a steady pace, build your rhythm, focus on putting one foot in front of another. So over the next 8 weeks, your goal isn't to be fast, is to keep moving forward, stay consistent, and cross the finish line with energy to spare. Another important thing I would say, do not learn alone, okay? Do not learn alone. It's going to be very difficult. You can have an accountability partner, a study buddy, find people within your squad, within your country or outside your country in the community. Have that one serious person that can carry you along, right? Good. And why systems beat goals? So goals is equals to destination, right? When you talk about looking at the goal, you're looking at somebody say if we don't go fast, deadline will go catch us. Okay, that's a Nigerian speaking, I assume. Yes, you have to have a steady speed, not just going fast without understanding, right? You have to have a steady speed. So goals equals to destination, right? So if you are focused on the goal, you are only focused on this destination in quote, right? But when we talk about system, we're talking about the repeatable steps that get you there. You break down the task, the day-to-day, minute by minute task you execute to help you achieve your goal. Okay, so a strong system makes success inevitable even on low motivation, right? So if you have a system or a routine that you put in place, so whether you're motivated or not, you'll be able to keep moving, right? If you rely on motivation, you only read or study when you are excited or you feel like. So having a system makes you study or make progress whether you feel like it or you don't feel like it. Okay, so example of Python success, the goal, finish all Python modules in 8 weeks, right? This is the goal. It's very broad, it's very vague, it looks a bit cumbersome, right? But when you break it down into systems, the way we did in problem solving, you break it down using the whole flow chart and different system. You fix daily coding blocks, right? So you say maybe 30 to 60 minutes, you take a break, 30 to different blocks. Review and practice notes immediately after webinars or live sessions. Submit assessments 48 hours before deadline. So have 2 days buffer. What I mean by 2 days, don't wait until the deadline day before you submit your assessment. What you need to do is to give yourself 48 hours earlier so that if in case you miss your deadline, you have 2 extra days to be able to catch up, right? Then have weekly check-ins with a study partner. As I said, get a study partner, a study buddy, an accountability partner. Get involved with different people so that you have people that will be accountable, that can quickly check in on you and ask you, oh, have you submitted your assessment? Are you on track and all that? What I mean is, do not do this course alone, all right? Good. So thank you very much for listening. I hope this was very helpful. All I will tell you, as I said earlier, you have to find a way to love Python, okay? So before I hand it back to the team, I want you to type in the chat, I love Python, okay? Let me start that. I love Python, okay? Can we all say we love Python? Thank you very much for listening. I'll be at the Q&A to respond to any of your questions. So Halima, I'll hand it over back to you.
Thanks, Sharon. Thank you very much for that deep dive. And I believe that you guys have gotten clarity so far. I've been seeing some hands up and also questions in the Q&A. We're going to attend to them very soon. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so Sharon actually said at the start of the segment that for those people who actually enrolled for data science or data engineering at the start of the program, they don't have to enroll again for Python. But for those people who actually started data analytics, they need just enroll for data analytics. And maybe along the line, they decided that they wanted to go for data science, data engineering. You have to enroll for Python track to be able to do data science or data engineering. So this particular workflow is for how you can enroll for the Python track if you haven't already done so. So
I'm just going to do an intro of the demo, and then I'll let you know when you can share your screen, and you will. All right, just a minute, please. All right, screen is coming up in 3, 2, 1, 0. Awesome. So currently, if you are a data analytics learner in ALX at the moment, this is what you're going to be seeing at the moment on your eHub, right? So this is what it looks like at the moment. You can confirm that. And if you are a data science learner, if you enrolled from the beginning of the program as a data science learner, this is also what you would be seeing on your eHub. So for data science learners, it's very easy. All you need to do is you'd see Python track, and you can just click on continue to continue to learning Python track. Just ensure that you are enrolled before the start date for course 7 Python. And then for data analytics learner, given that this is what you see on your screen, the question therefore is, where is Python here? How can I proceed? As we can see, a majority of us are already saying, yes, I'm going to go for Python. This Python, we're going to do this. We're going to do this, right? So, but where is Python now? How do I, enroll into Python? So I'm just going to let Wellington share his screen to walk you through that journey.
Okay, thank you, Bumi, for that. So here is what will be showing on your screen when you enroll for data analytics. I guess everybody can see my screen now. Can you confirm, please? Okay, thank you. All right. So when you enroll into data analytics, this is what you see. There is no Python, there is no machine learning, and you're wondering, how am I going to do this? So we've got you covered this time around, because we've got this video for you just to show you how you do it. So if you have enrolled only for data analytics, here's what you do. You need to scroll up a little, and then you click on view all programs. Here, you get what you see this, you click here, and then you will be able to view all programs. And then you see this is data science. You need to enroll again into data science so that you get to do Python and machine learning. So you click on enroll, and then you click I confirm, and then it starts loading. Once it confirms, you will see this now. But you're wondering, what happens if I enroll into data science after data analytics? Am I going to repeat doing professional foundations? Am I going to repeat doing data analytics because it's there on the data science page? So what the system does is, when you have already done professional foundations, it will be writing here, instead of continue, to be writing completed, and then you just have to continue with Python. Then you can continue with your Python. Very easy, guys, very simple. This is what we have for you. So this is what you do. You just have to enroll into data science, and then the system automatically picks that you have already completed PF, you have already completed DA. Now you are moving to Python. So this is very easy peasy, right? I think I'll stop here for now.
Okay, that was a walkthrough on how to remove for the Python track for those who are not already good. Okay, let's go to the next segment. The next segment is the ALX TP community. Let's hand over to Naomi. Explain to take us through this segment. Hi, Naomi. Let's welcome Naomi, please. Let's keep our images coming in. The way we ushered in Shegun earlier, let's usher in Naomi as well. She takes this.
Thank you, Halima. Thank you guys, and I'm glad you guys made it to Python, right? I know we had a Tambali last week and it was really exciting seeing many of you join in, and now we are moving into Python, which is great, right? So I want to talk basically about the ALX community, right? The DP community, because this has basically been your home for the past 15 weeks, and it will continue to be your home for the coming weeks as you move through the Python track and as you also move into your respective, whether data science or data engineering tracks. So if you're ever confused, stuck, unsure about what's happening in the program, you need to hop on the community, because all the information is there. It should be the first place that you check aside your learning platform, that's Athena. So everything lives here: announcements, resources, support, even meaningful conversations with your peers. So once you get comfortable navigating this, your learning experience will become a lot more smoother. So first off, I want you all to be very clear about something. This program is not designed for you to do it alone. Yes, you study independently, do your courses, go through your modules independently, right? But your success will significantly increase when you engage with the community. So the data programs community space is filled with learners who are going through the same challenges, the same learning, asking similar questions and figuring things out just like you. So we want you to use that, leverage that, lean into it, and take that community as your strength and not a distraction. So next slide, please, Halima. So how can you take advantage of this community, right? One thing I love about ALX is that the community is never passive, right? Your questions, your feedback, your ideas, everything, even your frustrations, right, will shape the experience for every other person. So don't just hide it, share it. If you see a gap, speak up about it. If you have an idea, share it. If something is unclear about the course, ask. There will always be someone there to respond. And it's your learning journey. You are encouraged to take ownership of it, right? We want you to lead, take the lead. Don't be afraid to share on the community. So I'll speak briefly about how we show up in the community, the guidelines, because the experience you get here is heavily influenced by yourselves. It's influenced by how you treat each other, how we all treat each other. First up, very non-negotiable is respect, right? Everyone here is learning. People ask basic questions, make mistakes, and even sometimes misunderstand things. It's normal, right? So I would like for everyone to be kind when asking, be patient, respond with empathy, right? Don't shame anybody because you're all learning, right? Don't be sarcastic. Don't do, you should already know this. Like perhaps a person wasn't able to join a particular session and they're asking a question on the eHub. Be kind, be patient, respond to that question. Don't assume anything about anybody. So we want to make sure that the environment is safe for you, right? So please, like I said, respect is a very key thing. And I said patience as well when requesting for support, when also supporting others. And please follow our rules, both online, even within these Zoom chats. Let's be respectful, let's be kind, let's be human, right? Be kind humans, let me put it that way. So something else I want to touch on is using the right spaces for the right things, right? So we'll move into the type of spaces you see. I'm sure you've seen some spaces while you were in your DA track, but we would like for you to use the right spaces for the right thing so that things don't get missed in the process, right? If you're asking for help, but you're putting it in say your squad. Let me put it, if you're asking for help from a technical mentor, but you're putting it in your squad channel, it will get missed. The mentor might not see that question, right? And it will be something that might slow you down. So ask questions early and clearly, and don't just log in and disappear and show up for exams, right? That's not the type of program we're in, right? So we would love for you to engage in discussions, share insights, celebrate your wins, and participate consistently, honestly, because we've observed that learners who participate consistently tend to understand better and finish stronger. So it's a learning space, but but as much as it's a learning space, it's a professional environment. So no harassment, no offensive language, no spamming. We want it to be safe for everyone, comfortable for asking questions and learning out loud. So now these are, sorry, Halima, please go back a step back. Right. So now let's talk about the community hub, right? A step forward, sorry, Halima. So the community is like your central hub, right? Your learning headquarters, right? And your cohort space will be labeled as Python 05 2026. I'm sure some of you have already started seeing the spaces. If you are yet to see the spaces, don't worry. By before the beginning of next week, you should be able to be added to that space. And if by next week, Monday, you're still not added, please feel free to submit a ticket to our help desk and we'll get it sorted for you. So your cohort space is labeled Python 05 2026, and that's how you know where you should be, right? Inside that space, everything is organized intentionally so that you understand the structure and you're not lost on where to ask certain things. So a quick breakdown of it, you have the Python 05 2026 announcements, right? That should be the first place you check regularly, right? Every week, even daily if possible, because important updates will always be shared there first. So try to check it daily so you don't miss out on any important updates, whether about assignment deadlines or events happening. Always go to the announcement space to see what's going on. Then you have the program hub. This is where your learning resources live. The recording for this session, if you are looking for it, go to your program hub. The recording of your PPL sessions, you're looking for it, go to that program hub. The Python Jumpstart kits that Shegun shared a while ago, you're looking for it, go to that program hub and you'll find them there. Your materials, recordings, links, everything. If you're looking for that, start from the program hub. And then we have the Ask ALX Data Programs team, right? So if you have any program related question, you should go there. So if you're unsure about deadlines, you're having blockers with respect to a particular assessment, or you're having access issues, or just technical questions related to the content that you are learning, don't hesitate to ask on that particular space. And then aside these three major spaces that I just highlighted, there's now your country space, right? If you are from Kenya, you have a particular space. If you are from Nigeria, you have a particular space. And these spaces are where you can connect with your peers, right? Peers in the same country as you, peers in the same region as you. So you can create study groups from there, have accountability partners, encourage yourselves, like push your squad together to complete this journey together. For the diaspora, there's a space for you. We won't forget you. And that is the ALX Africa space. I'm sure you've seen it around. So those in the diaspora, those are who are not in the 8 major countries that ALX has all hubs in. I know we are creating new hubs in specific countries, but those haven't been implemented in our space community space plan yet. But for the 8 major ALX countries where ALX is operating, that's Kenya, Ghana, Ethiopia, South Africa, you have your specific country spaces. And for those outside those countries, we have a special space, ALX Africa, for the diaspora. And spaces that for the diaspora and learners that are not from the 8 major spaces where where ALX operates, right, hubs. So I'll pause here, right? We had to highlight those spaces because we want you to have the best experience, right? Using the right space will keep your communication clear and help everyone get faster responses. So I'll stop here. I think Halima would show you a brief demo of what your spaces look like. And yeah, so the demo will be there to help you feel more confident about navigating the platform. And once you know where things are, you'll spend less time searching and more time actually learning. So we want to remove the friction of searching for things searching for things, right? Learning Python is already challenging and we don't want the platform to be another obstacle that will stop you from reaching your goal. So Halima, over to you. Or should I, if you're unable to?
Yes, please, please go ahead.
Okay. So let me just take you through a run through of what your space will look like. So like I said before, I hope you guys can see my screen. If you can, give me a quick thumbs up. If you can see my screen, give me a quick thumbs up. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So this is what it looks like, right? We already have an announcement up for you. But like I said, you have the announcement space, right? Where you can get all updates, official deadlines, program notices, and everything, right? So you see, there's already an announcement here for you. I'm sure some of you have already seen it. Please be sure to go through it and ensure you take the information that you need from it. And then the program hub that I was talking about, it's currently not populated here, but immediately after this session, you start seeing event recordings, Python Jumpstart kits, community guidelines, everything you need to know to make your journey smooth. You see it in this particular space, the program hub. And then you have the ALX, Ask ALX Data Programs team. Here you can post, ask your questions, and our team will be there to help you unblock and respond to those questions. And then you have your specific squad spaces. You can start posting there now. Let your peers know that you're excited to start Python. So we have South Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya. Just go in there, type a post, say hi, welcome your fellow learners that made it from DA, because it wasn't easy, right? Just try to identify those that you learned with in data analytics and bring it back, bring it into Python and collaborate. So that's what your spaces will look like, guys. I wish you the best. I wish you success. As much as I talked about the Ask ALX Data Programs team, don't also forget about Answer Base, right? And on this note, I will hand it back to Halima to facilitate the Q&A.
Thanks, Naomi. Thank you very much for that. Okay, guys, this is time for you to ask your question. If you have any questions, you can raise your hands. But in the meantime, let's go over the Q&A part of this form so that we can answer your questions. Okay, someone is asking, I'm enrolled, but when I click continue, it doesn't take me to Python. It's not there. What should I do? Okay, because this is not the learning week. Learning starts next week. So okay. If Uber has an answer to that, so let's see, allow Uber answer that question.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Halima. So I would use this question to respond to every enrollment related questions. We understand that at the moment you still have Python grayed out for you, whether you're data science or data engineering. For data analytics learner looking to take Python, you probably cannot see data science as a course to enroll into, or data engineering. So let me take it with from the first one. Python is still grayed out, so you will understand, but between today and before the end of this week, by the end of today, probably, or tomorrow, or midweek, you should begin to see that it's no longer grayed out. You would have been marked as graduated for data analytics, or have it marked as completed, and then you'll be able to opt into Python just like the walkthrough video showed you. So the patience, right? The systems are automated in such a way that it first graduates you before you can then before it unlocks that next track, which in this case is Python, right? So just exercise some patience. You will see that available for you in the coming days. Then for those data analytics learners specifically who may want to opt into Python, while we have shown you what the process is, at the moment, the data science may not be, data science or data engineering may not be available on eHub, but we're working to make that available. So be on the lookout for that as well. Alternatively, if that does not happen, you will be able to join the self-paced data science program when it's kicks off in the coming months. But we'll do our best to make sure that you can try to enroll for it with this current cohort. Then on AWS as well, because I see it's also part of the concerns that were raised during the walkthrough on enrollment. So that video is not the most recent video. So at the time the video was recorded, we had AWS as an offering. However, as of today, ALX does not offer the AWS program on any of its as one of its portfolio programs. So none of you will be saying AWS, and that's no problem at all. That's no problem at all. It has been discontinued as a follow-on track for the data science program, and it's also not a track for the data engineering program. I hope that answers all those questions on enrollment and AWS.
Thanks, Oba. Thanks. I believe that answered your question. To Michelle and the others who said that still getting it everything.
Sorry, Halima, just to reiterate what you were going to say earlier, keep in mind this week is just your orientation week. You won't be starting learning this week. Your learning week starts next week. As such, just use this week to settle into the track, begin to go through the Python Jumpstart kits, which has been shared with you or will be shared with you. And then in the coming days, like I already said, all of this, you'll be able to opt into the Python track and the next week begin your learning.
Thanks, Oba. Thank you. Okay, the certificate question has come up again for, I think, data analytics. I'm going to say that your certificate is intrinsic. It's going to get you. You'll get it soon. I think this was a massive book hole. Your certificate will get to you soon. Someone is asking, what realistic thing can Python help me achieve? Okay. I would allow Shegun to answer this question. Shegun. Any of our technical mentors? Shegun here.
Yes, I'm here. Please, can you give me the question again?
Person is asking, what good can Python achieve for me? Okay.
Is it in the Q&A or in the chat?
In Q&A, actually.
Okay. So I can read the question one more time.
Okay, Boria has actually responded to that question. It was before he was responded to. But the
Okay.
question is, what realistic thing can Python help me achieve?
Did the person attend this session that will explain what Python can do? Okay, good. So Python can do a whole lot of things. Every automation kind of things, Python can automate things. Python can build applications for you. Python can build games. You can use Python for so many things. But with regards to data, you can use Python, just as Barry have said, you can use Python for data analytics. You can use Python to analyze data. You can use Python to query data. You can use Python to visualize data. And going forward, you can use Python to build machine learning models. You can use Python to build apps to deploy these models. You can also use Python in data engineering for your ETL and to create your pipelines and all that. Python is a very, very robust language. Like whoever has this question is just like saying, what can Dangote realistically do? Like I can put that question in that way. So Python is the boss. It can do a whole lot of things if you ask it correctly. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that.
Right, thanks, Shegun. Okay, so some people are raising concerns about, I can see a couple of questions around not seeing the Python community yet, the EHOB spaces or the EHOB spaces. calm down. You will see those spaces very soon. If by maybe the end of this week you still have not been added, then you can send tickets to Fresh Desk so that they can look into it. I believe that answered the question about not seeing the Python community and announcement spaces yet. Someone is asking, is there a view where I can see my overall mark for data science, similar to professional foundation? Uba, would you like to take this?
Can I get the question again?
Is there a view where I can see my overall mark for data science, similar to professional foundation?
Overall mark on Athena, it's just gonna be some, I don't want to say tedious process, but basically you have to look through all your assessments to see your marks. Like for every assessment, you see the marks you scored in them. You see for those, even the supplementaries, if you hover over it, you would see your actual mark. But keep in mind, if you get a supplementary score, that's what actually goes into your records. So Athena is your best bet to get that. Go through all the assessments, check out all the scores you got there. If you want to get the overall average, just add them up and take the average, and that points you at what your overall average score is. But as per database or something else that can show you that we don't have that.
Yeah, thanks for that, Uba. Anthony is asking, in Python phase, do we have Kimba? Shego going to take this question for us. Kimba.
Oh, no, we don't have Kimba on Python.
Okay.
We don't have
Anthony,
Kimba.
I believe that has answered the question. Someone is asking, I'm enrolled in the data engineering track, but did not receive graduation email, even though I completed all tests and MCQs.
Can I get that again? Enrolled in data engineering, but did not work.
Enrolled in data engineering track, but did not receive graduation email, even though I completed all tests and MCQs.
Even though I completed assessment, is that what they're saying?
Yes, completed all tests and MCQs.
Okay, so it depends on when you completed it. And please let's try and clarify on this. The graduation requirement is not simply to complete. The graduation requirement is to pass a minimum of 75% of all of those assessments. Completing it is one thing, passing it is another. So you got to be sure that you passed at least 75%. And 75% of, I think Python has a total of data analytics, which is where you're coming from, has a total of 13 assessments. So you need to have passed at least 10. So check and confirm that you passed at least 10 assessments. And if you did and you didn't receive an email, it could be that probably you passed it or you met that requirement after the mail. It could be that you probably met it towards the final deadline of submission, which was on Friday, and so you probably weren't captured at the time those mails were set automated to go out. But if you have going forward, if you have met the graduation requirement at the time the program ended, keep in mind it's another important thing to emphasize. The program ended and all submissions ended 11:59 p.m. CET on Friday. So if you did that over the weekend, it doesn't count it doesn't count towards graduation. So just to allay your concerns, if you met that graduation requirement before the final deadline when the graduation was run, then you will be in subsequent mailing comms.
Thanks, Uba. Question in the chat. Okay, so the new content will be unlocked next week, Daniel. Learning starts next week. Next week Monday, actually. That May 4th, I think 4th of May. Next week Monday. So I think some of our learners still have concern about data analytics showing it completed.
Okay, data analytics showing not completed. Yes, that's normal. I believe every one of you will probably be saying that as well. And that's why I said in the coming days, that will be updated to completed or graduated as the case may be, and then you will see that your Python is no longer grayed out. So there's a systematic logic to our systems, and so just be patient. All of those logic will play out within this first couple of days, and you should begin to see your current status updated.
Okay, you can hear me. Okay, I'll try to speak in I'll try to speak up so that you can you hear me now? You can hear me now. Okay, if you are sent a message for congratulating you on your graduation, does that mean you graduated? Yes, yes, it means you graduated if you got a congratulatory email. Okay, I think we're done with the questions in the chat and as well as in, yeah, I think there are more questions in from here. How do I know I passed? The email. I know I failed one assessment. I did receive a congratulations email. Just not sure if it was automated for everyone. No, if you received it, it's because you passed. The track. So it's people who it's learners who actually passed who met the requirements that the congratulatory email was sent to. Most self-paced programs have such support forums? Yes, self-paced programs have same support forums as well. We'll have the community forums for you. Someone is asking, does Python course completely cater for Mac users in terms of software being used? Mac users were thrown under the bus in DA. No virtual machine IP addresses were provided to use Power BI, and no alternative was presented. Okay, I don't know if Shego wants to take. Okay.
All right, I can take that. I see Boya is responding. So for Python, Mac users, all applications can be effectively used on Mac. You just need Anaconda and your Python environment where you run your Jupyter notebooks. That's all you need for the Python track. So you are all covered, whether you're using Windows or Mac for the Python track.
Okay, thanks, Shego. All right, everyone. These are the questions you can take for now. If you have more questions, you can send a ticket to Fresh Desk. There's going to be an office hour Wednesday for you guys. So when you have all the questions that you have, you just bring them so that you can attend to them. Okay. Okay, it was going to be launched now. So kindly fill in, kindly give me responses. Okay, you guys know what you think about this orientation session. Your feedbacks, what you think and what you think actually is our experience was, and yeah. Okay. Okay, I see someone raising their hand. Larry is raising their hand. Sure. Hilary, you dropped your hand. I was about to unmute you so that you can speak. Okay. Right. So next steps now is if you have not enrolled to the Python track, kindly do that once the button is activated, and then navigate the community spaces also, and where you can access all the spaces that Naomi already mentioned, the announcement space, the program up space where you can see, where you get to see all recordings and resources for sessions and events of this track. So all the slides, all the recordings, Zoom recording, YouTube recordings, and everything will be in that particular space. Also, your squad space, the particular country you belong to. You can also reach out to your squad members if you have issues. Usually, when people have issues, they get responses from their squad spaces. You can always lean on your squad when you have issues, you can ask questions. Also, you can also reach out to your technical mentors if you have technical issues. Just search for their name on here and send them a DM. And it's strictly for technical issues, for learning, for Python track related learning issues, please. Also, like I said, you join us for office hours on Wednesday, 12 p.m. CAT. We're going to be answering any questions that you might have concerning the Python track that you're about to start. This week, like we have said, this week is where you get to chill, just try to ease into the track, familiarize yourself with the Python starter kit and all the things that you need to get started with Python track when you eventually start next week, Monday. All right, guys. Also, as always, your community spaces, your fresh desk, and service, they're there for you if you have issues. Lean on your squad, lean on the community spaces. Also, lean on your fresh desk if you have issues, check the ticket and attend to your questions will be attended to as well. Okay, thank you very much for attending this session. Thank you to Shebo, our technical mentor, to Naomi, and to Uba, and Boari, and every other person at this point. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Shout boys and to quantify a little one bet, couple milli must be nice. It must be nice, so I want to yellow Dubai. One of Yankee should be private and let fly. You don't like to publicize all the time. It's horrible for your disguise, it's your demise. You they cuff fam, you they drop back, you they ball, they go palm, they one time, they rush. Now you're cross, now you're floss. In a minute you go boss, now you're lost. Call a church, call a mosque, come a shebik by my God, come a touch. What did he done? What he rush and what he count and what babes to the marshal. Okay, I dey lock up, I dey mind myself, make I know they caught up in this wild affair. I swear. Arugo Jack Bese, Daniel son, Daniel son. Bekele, Arugo Jack Bese, Daniel son, Daniel son. Bag. $200 million on my woman, they count out the cash on my bag. She say make her press them meter. Carry her go Zanzibar, Kalonja, Ejala show them a plaster. Cho show walking in my lolly. I many low then low. Many so far gone. One more go. All I'm only. A night for the boys and one for daddy. Mushroom, got in no many pay. How many pop pass ni leki stop it. Show low to feno. Only you they chop owo kubana. Owo body long. Owo efele me, otunba musician money. Bekele, Arugo Jack Bese, Daniel son. Bekele, Arugo Jack Bese, Daniel son. No go talk, but you no good though. Try carry face when they pass, or no look. Who the street twice, you to see who no buko. Who get money pass, no be by who to do so. No go talk, but you no good though. Try carry face when they pass, or no look. Who the street twice, you to see who no buko. Who get money pass, no be by who to do so. They just want blow now, and they want do show. What shall it profit a man if you no fit pose? They carry you where you don't know. Oga no grigo, no grio. Even a woof no free yo. Throwing money like it's confetti. Oh, and let when you go come spend it. If peace of mind don't they want threaten. By that time I don't come on set it. Bekele, Arugo Jack Bese, Daniel son. Bekele, Arugo Jack Bese, Daniel son.